All right, we're live. What's going on? It's a live stream. It seems to be the trend for the past couple of Wednesdays, but people seem to be enjoying them, and I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying talking to everyone and answering questions and opening some records, so why not keep it going? So that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to do a little live stream. We're going to let some people trickle in, and then I will open a couple records and then just answer questions. Hopefully there will be an onslaught of questions. And at that point, I will assess how much fun I'm having and stay or go, depending. So let's wait for a couple people to trickle in. If you're watching this later or tomorrow, maybe just skip ahead a minute or two. See how it goes. Hey, Nick. What's up, man? Yeah, first one here. But we got some people coming in now, which is good. Keep swimming. What's up, Ken? What's up, Hayden? Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, no, you woke up. I didn't expect you, but I'm glad you're here. Tony's here. Wow, we got some Lisa's here. Gordon. All right, cool. Just like Abed says. So, yeah, we got about 4 records to unbox, and then we just got a bunch of questions to answer. So keep those questions, keep them in mind for the beginning of this. Because there isn't a ton of unboxing to do, I doubt there will be any super chat opportunities, but if you feel so inclined to throw coins at me like a jester dancing in the street, please feel free to do so. You can do so on the bottom of the screen, and it helps support the channel and the upcoming store. What's cool is that I don't quite have the news yet, but I will tell you guys this. For those of you who came at the beginning of the live stream, I'll give you a little teaser. I did a final walkthrough of the location that I think could potentially be the TMR record store, and it went very well. So while I haven't signed the dotted line yet, I am very optimistic that this could be a good thing, and the store could be coming sooner than later. So I've been dying to do a video, once I sign a lease, and I think that'll be soon. I think it'll be soon. So please cross your fingers that it works out, because this has been an arduous process and very, very close to the next phase, which is going to be just an insurmountable amount of work, but an exciting one. This is what I've been waiting to do, like the build out and the planning and promoting of it. So this first part of finding the location has been tough, but I think I found a really cool spot. So more details to come soon. I don't want to say next week, but I don't know. All right, so we got enough people here to get started, I think. So I'm going to open up a record. Shout out to the TMR slicer, as we know it. If you guys can hit the like button on the stream, that would be super kind of you. But let's see what I got. Let's see what I got over the past couple days, shall we? All right. Let's. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. So this will appeal to more people than usual when I talk about video game music. So this. What I'm about to show you is a video game soundtrack, but it's a soundtrack to a very popular game, and it's a very popular game soundtrack because of that. And there is an official pressing of it from probably 6 or 7 years ago, maybe more. It's out of print now. The official press goes for $400 to $500. And randomly on eBay the other day, 100 copies from a new label, a bootleg, of course, popped up of this soundtrack, and I jumped at it. It was expensive, but I had a feeling that this will only get more expensive now that it's sold out, and I think it's a good buy. And Tony's very intelligent. He is now hooked into the video game vinyl scene, so he gets it. But this is the soundtrack to Halo Combat Evolved. A little different than the other official version's artwork, but still quite iconic. On the back we have the full soundtrack across 2 discs. And yeah, I think it's on green and clear vinyl, which is cool. Is it kind of, I guess it's kind of like a Master Chief visor and armor, even though the green doesn't match and the visor is more amber. But I'm just gonna go with that as a conceptual variant. So I mean, this is a great soundtrack. I grew up on Halo. I don't really play the series too much anymore, but I still absolutely love this music. I think this music it brings me back to like the days of playing this, and must have been late middle school or early high school, probably early high school. But yeah, Halo Combat Evolved. I believe it's all sold out now. It was on eBay, like I said, and now it's gone. So let's see if it sounds good. There have been some mixed reviews on the sound in the video game vinyl collectors group. So let's see if I like it. Why do I try this? Why do I even do it, guys? Tell me why every time I try to do it, I know it doesn't work. I know these things are garbage. Why? I've been doing this for 8 years. Why do I still try? But all right, let's just rip it open with my gargantuan strength. I'm just like massively strong. So you guys know how this goes. All right. Oh, this came fast. So this is a band that I love. And I have not heard this newest record, but someone in the TMR group just posted this. I think it was like yesterday. No, it must have been 2 days ago. I don't know how this got here so fast, but apparently this new record is incredible. Pretty much everything they've done is incredible. So this is Balmorea, and this is their newest album, The Wind, on Deutsche Grammophon label. And they're basically, it's like a modern classical type group. I want to say it's a quartet, but they bring in other people occasionally. Absolutely beautiful. If you guys like ambient modern classical, kind of very like contemplative music like that, it's just so gorgeous. I would love to see them live. As I say that, I'm like thinking to myself, did I see them live? I know I got to see A Winged Victory for the Sullen, which was an amazing show, and it almost brought me to tears. Yeah, it was Terry who posted about this. But I feel like, you know what? I did see Balmorea. I'm crazy. I did see them many years ago in LA, and it was phenomenal live. I mean, it's just very emotive music, and it's so pretty. And I've heard nothing but good things. After Terry posted it in the group and said it's a must hear, I went on Reddit and I was reading some people's thoughts, and everyone's saying this is like up there with their best stuff. So I'm very excited to listen to this. My hope is that it is a silent pressing, because a noisy pressing for something like this would probably take away from the majesty of it. But I guess we will see. We will see. All right, let's see what's next. Fragile. This one I might actually... No. Can I? Can I rip it? Oh, no. Oh, kind of. Did it in 4. I did it in 4. I like these better than the other ones. First super chat. Tyler, always coming in with that first super chat lately. You are going to be taking the mantle of super chat king from the super chat kings of old, Ryan and Mike Alexander. Mike Alexander has just disappeared from the TMR family. It broke my heart. He came to Portland last year, and I had lunch with him, but where is he these days? I'm at work while I watch. Like to know if you've seen the new Batman. Very good movie, very dark. The score is great. Mondo did an amazing pressing. Let me respond to all of that. Yes, I did see Batman. I loved it. I didn't pee once in the 3-hour movie, which I think I deserve an award for. My first reaction after seeing it was that it was easily on par with The Dark Knight. And while I don't think that any performance outshined Heath Ledger's performance, I think everything across the board, from the score to the soundtrack to the cinematography to the acting, everything about it was top notch to me. And I think Robert Pattinson's my favorite Bruce Wayne. I love this kind of like emo, morose Bruce that's kind of like tortured more than the other ones that put on this kind of like facade. I think it's a great film, and I'd like to watch it again in like 6 months and get a second opinion. But I'm not a film guy, so don't take my film opinions as gospel. Like, take my music That's what I hope that you guys take from me. But I am not a movie guy. I don't watch that many movies. So I liked it, but I'm a movie layman. So we will see. Oh, that's funny. I got 2 variants of this, and I showed the other one off last time. But this is the standard black of Mach-Hommy, Pray for Haiti. I grabbed this and the picture disc because I wasn't sure which was going to sound better. But the picture disc sounds pretty good. There's some pops as to be expected, but I haven't done a wet cleaning, so perhaps it will be remedied. So I wonder. I'm gonna try and see if the black version sounds better than the picture disc. But yeah, this is a very solid. Not one of my top Mach projects. Everyone acted like it was so much better than it really is. His earlier stuff, like, you know, some of those first records, like Toothless Toos, however you pronounce that, and HBO, like, those are significantly better to me. But yeah, this is still a very solid hip hop record in the current hip hop landscape, and worth owning for sure. Something in the Way was a great Batman theme. I agree, man. Kurt Cobain was like the spirit animal for Robert Pattinson in this movie, and he crushed it. So I love how they kind of bookended the movie with it, like, you know, having that song come in and out. It was really nice. Really well done, and yeah, the Mondo pressing looks amazing. I definitely snagged the exclusive today. I mean, they just do such a good job with soundtracks like this. It's such a deluxe, like, beautiful package. Hopefully it sounds great. And then we got a big boy right here. We got a big boy. It feels light, though, so I don't know if it's a box set. I know not Nick in here, but Nick in the group, Nick Doheny, he was asking what the box set was. This doesn't feel like a box set. This feels very light. What is this? Whatever it is really, it's really in here. The heck is this? What is this? Why, it doesn't have the name on the side? Does anyone know what this is? I feel like I should. What? Does anyone know what this album is? There's no marker on it to say what it is. As we figure this out, I will answer Travis's super chat. So thank you, Travis. You bought the new album by nothing. It was literally nothing. 18 pages of black paper, no music on the record. What? That sounds like the weirdest gimmick I've ever heard. That's super weird, Travis. I gotta look into that. That sounds like a bizarre thing to sell. Oh, it's Channel Trace. I should have. Yeah, it's Channel Trace. This is his new, I guess, EP. And I love the other EPs he put out. I haven't heard this yet, but everything he does is great. And if you don't get it now, the title's on the top. Oh, there we go. Okay, I thought that was okay. I ordered this because I like Channel Trace. I have not heard this particular record yet, so I was very confused that there's nothing on the spine. But yeah, Channel Trace is awesome. If you guys haven't heard his music, I don't even know how to fully describe it. It's like future bassy kind of elements to it. It's a little dancey. It's a little kind of hip hop inspired. Roland says that the EPs own his LPs. All right, well, that's good. This looks like it's technically an EP. I mean, it's only like 6 songs maybe. So excited to give it a listen. Get those club vibes going, you know? Nick with the super chat. Thank you. Am I going to see Phoebe Bridgers on her tour this year? You're hoping to get tickets to the Austin show. Well, I just got a note via my phone that I was selected for the Ticketmaster verified fan presale, and I'm going to try to get tickets for Portland tomorrow. Unfortunately, I've had bad luck with the verified fan presale before, and other artists. I think it was actually Phoebe. I got screwed in the pre-sale, and I didn't get tickets to last tour. I had to buy them aftermarket. So I guess I'm going to bash my head against a wall and try again. But yes, I would very much like to see Phoebe on this tour again, because I have a feeling she'll probably be busting out some new material that she's probably working on. I'm sure she's going to put a couple new songs in the rotation. So fingers crossed. All right, we're at the point of the live stream where I'm going to answer your questions. So if you want to just rapid fire throw questions in the chat, all 78 of you, I will answer the ones that I can, and we'll just do the thing. And right now we have 80 people and 21 likes. So if you guys can hit the like button, that would be absolutely lovely of you. Janosch, I see this question here that says, anyone excited about the new Aldous Harding? What's funny is that I literally discovered who that was today. I had never heard of Aldous Harding at all, and I heard one of her songs, and I was like, "This is really, really good." It was from her first record, and it almost had like a kind of like what's her name? Why can't I think of her name? Melissa Nadler. It's Marissa Nadler, right? Kind of like a gothic, folky kind of like a very, very strange sound to it that I loved. A little Kate Bush too, just a little bit. But I really loved what I heard, and then I found a relatively cheap copy comparatively to the other copies on Discogs of her self-titled, and I bought that. So that's en route. And I truly haven't, I have so much more to discover, and I'm very excited. I looked it up, and she has, I think, 3 records, and the other ones, the limited variants seem to be out of print. The newest one, apparently, the gold variant sounds bad, and the black variant sounds good, so I don't know. But I'm excited to dig into her stuff, because it's something that's completely gone right over my head over the past few years. Like, I know a lot of music, but you can't catch it all, you know? You really can't just, there's not enough time in the day to catch everything. Just paid $350 for aftermarket Deftones tickets. Oof! I've only paid that much money for festivals. That is a lot of money, but I'm assuming they're one of your favorite bands, and I hope that you have a terrific time. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to drop on a show, but you know, I it's music. I can't fault you. Says Aldous owns Phoebe. I mean, you're just trying to you're poking the bear right now. I don't know enough. I've only heard a handful of songs, so I don't know enough to make that call. I think they're very different musically, so it's, even though they're both female singer-songwriters, it's a little hard to compare their sounds. So, when I just read what Nick said, interested in kind of diving further into her career, but I don't think she'll surpass Phoebe for me. I mean, Phoebe for me encapsulates that magic kind of thing in music that really just immediately grips me and kind of burrows into my brain and stays there, the way Jose Gonzalez does, who I am actually seeing, who's actually the shirt. This is from when I saw Jose and Rufus in New York. I'm seeing Jose on Friday here in Portland. Very excited, because in New York he was an opener technically, so his set was like somewhere like 14, 15 songs, and maybe like somewhere around there. Maybe less actually, maybe like 13. But I just looked at his recent set list for his tour where he's actually the headliner, and he's doing like 23 songs. So very excited to hear hopefully some more deep cuts. I mean, Jose is just always an absolute joy to see live. Tyler with the super chat. Thank you. I just started Euphoria. Have you watched? I am a late adopter to Euphoria. I started watching after like episode 2 of this season, and I went back and I started watching it all. I really like it. I think it's a pretty good show for what it is. I mean, I can get into kind of trashier TV sometimes, depending on, you know, I have a big phase where I watched The OC back in the day. I mean, I still think that show holds up. It's pretty great for what it is. I mean, if you're not looking for Breaking Bad or Mad Men, you know, sometimes you want to watch The OC. Euphoria is good. The acting is good. The writing is hit or miss, but I really like kind of like the dark plot lines and the music. It's a very well done show. in season 2, there's one episode, I won't spoil it, but there's an episode, I think it's episode 4. It's one of the like the most intense, stressful episodes of TV I've ever watched. I felt like it was like watching Uncut Gems, but like Uncut Gems, but a TV show. But yeah, I like Euphoria. I think that I don't know where they're going to go with it after this season. This felt like it could have been a finale for the show, but I guess they're milking it, so we'll see. Am I excited for the new Rammstein? I am. I think I talked about that. I did a video earlier this year that was the albums I'm most excited for this year, and I believe I talk about Rammstein. Very excited for a new single. I mean, those guys really don't miss, so I think at the very least it'll be enjoyable. Have you ever come across the first pressing of Jimmy Page, She Just Satisfies? No. I don't think I've ever seen that at a store, even on like a rare wall. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to get the name of a song. Yeah, here we go. So, oh, we got another super chat. You guys are hitting me fast and furious, rock style. All right, best gear to pair with a Pro-Ject debut Carbon DC. I am sorry, Michael, that I'm not the right person to answer this question. I appreciate you asking. I am not a guy that knows the full spectrum of gear and like what's better than one and what works best with what. I only know what works for me and what I like and what I've heard and spent time with. I mean, if you're looking for a really good answer, I would advise you to join the TMR Facebook group. There are lots of people in there that are way more knowledgeable than me about gear, and they can probably give you some very specific recommendations. I can tell you that all the gear I use, I'm a big fan of. I haven't felt the need to upgrade or change anything in a while. And I think if you go to any of my videos and go down to the description, you should be able to see what that is, and hopefully that helps. Nick asked about the new Regina Spektor song. I did not hear that, unfortunately. But I love Regina. And actually, I just saw Kishibashi perform with the Portland Symphony, and it was so amazing. But surprisingly, he performed Laughing With, his Regina Spektor cover, which is probably my favorite Regina Spektor song. And his version is so great. And he did it with the symphony, and it was just so unexpected. It's on his Emigrant EP that just came out. But yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. So are we going to have an annual TMR Fest this year? Now that we have a store location, the fest should not be an issue anymore. It's funny that you bring up TMR Fest because I was thinking about it today after I had the walkthrough of the possible location, and I was kind of like thinking through it. I was like, do I want to do TMR Fest as like the grand opening of the store? But I just don't think I'll have the time to pull something together like that. Perhaps we can look at like a late fall TMR Fest to give myself some more time to get, situated with the store and kind of like plan it properly. But yeah, I think there definitely should be another TMR Fest if there's going to be a location. I don't know if anything will ever capture the magic of the first one. I feel like that hit at such a right time in the channel's life cycle and in my life. But I really think that I'd like to take the spirit of it and have, multiple bands performing and, good deals on records. And I think there's a possibility for sure. How hard am I grinding Elden Ring? I'm playing so much Elden Ring. Every night before bed when I have some time after I get everything done, I've been just playing Elden Ring until I get tired. It's so fun. I've been playing it with my buddy Steve and my buddy Drew and my buddy Gil. We kind of just been playing co-op certain dungeons together. It's very fun. My guy is level, I think, 87, and it's getting very difficult, but as to be expected. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Last night I actually rage quit. I got too frustrated and I just was like, I can't do this anymore, and I left. But yeah. Solo Jose or with band. That was a lot of similar syllables. I don't know. I'm assuming there's a band. But I'm not sure. It's a good question, Inosh. He was solo at the Rufus show. I'm hoping he has the full band now, but I don't think he's gonna be with like the string theory that he usually plays with. The 15-minute Elliott song in the finale. I know, it went on for way too long. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Dominic Fike's music to begin with. And I know that's not quite like his music, but Yeah, it was a bit too long. I would have to say. Um, Oh, Janosch mentions Lucifer on the Sofa by Spoon. By the way, I see all your questions. I'm getting to them, guys. It's just a process. If you want me to see them faster, make it super chat. I spun Lucifer today. I spun Lucifer on the Sofa because last live stream you guys were bullying me into it and were telling me I was an idiot for not listening to it and thinking it would be bad. And I listened to it and it was good. But it just still isn't the Spoon I want. Like, I listened to the whole thing and I can't. There's only one memorable song. It's kind of a slower one on side B. I don't remember the name of it, but that was the only one that like really struck me. The rest of it was just like kind of like Spoon doing the Spoon thing without really like reinventing their own wheels. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. I think it was much better than Hot Thoughts, but the bar was set low there for me. We got a super chat from Tyler again. Thank you, Tyler. There's a complex con for style, sneaker con for sneakers. Should there be a vinyl con for record stores around the world? There kind of is. I mean, they have the giant record convention in Austin. They have the huge one over in, I want to say, is it Sweden? Somewhere over near Sweden. They have a huge one every year. So they kind of have these massive mega conventions. Do I think there should be like a vinyl con where they have like it'd be like fusing. So they have like a making vinyl. They have like a convention for people that make records. They don't sell records there. It's more of like a tradesman show. And then they have like record conventions and whatnot. I think that potentially they should do something that's kind of like a celebration of vinyl where they have panels and they have, artist signings and performances and sell records. That would be amazing. And I would actually love to be a part of planning that. I just feel like everyone's so busy right now and all the plants are so slammed that trying to add that onto the list of things to do seems like it might be hard, but that would be amazing. I would love that. Let me see. I'm looking for questions. Oh, you guys are just all talking about Adam Sandler now. How's the music in Elden Ring? It's amazing. I actually bought the massive box set, which sold out in like a day. I think it's 7 discs. It was numbered. I'm just right now all in on Elden Ring, so I don't think I'll regret that purchase. Will I spin it very often? Probably not, but I'll definitely spin some of it. Elden Ring soundtrack, the next TMR release. They beat me to it. You made 2 lives in a row after missing a year of these. Good to hear you again. I'm glad you're here, Preston. I'm doing more of these lately. I made a post in I don't know if you guys know, there's a TMR Facebook group that's not the big one. It's a small group that's just for me updating everyone about the store, about the label, about the channel. So if you like really want to be hooked into like what I'm working on, you should definitely join that group. I also sometimes post little thoughts or questions about stuff that people can give me great feedback on. But I posted recently because I did that video a couple weeks ago where I did my favorite concert experiences, and it took me so much time. And the 2 live streams I did for the past 2 weeks performed better than that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a couple live streams as I'm getting ready for the next phase of content, which is going to be the store-related stuff. So this is easy for me to do. It's super fun, and people like it. And if it does better than the videos I take hours and hours to do, then maybe I will slightly deprioritize those for now and only do them when I have a really, really good idea. And I have a couple big ones planned for like the next month or two, but I have to get around to doing them, and I've just been stretched very, very thin. How helpful do I find Discogs want list emails? I don't ever use them. At this point, I'm just pretty much refreshing Discogs every 10 minutes. So it's almost like a compulsive habit. Am I going to get Endless one day? Like Frank Ocean's Endless? I had it, and I traded it to someone on Reddit for another hip-hop record a while ago before the prices skyrocketed. I don't even remember what record I traded it for, but I regret it. I wish I still had it. ballpark it. How many band shirts would I say I own? Um, Probably less than you think. I probably own 20, 15 or 20 band tees. You know, a lot of the band tees that I grew up with were mediums, and I'm a large boy now. I'm a large, so can't wear them anymore. What was the one in the big box in the photo? It was just that channel trace. I have no idea why they put it in this massive box. It was secured very well, but there was so much space in it. It doesn't make any sense, but that was the giant box that was here. Any sort of timeline in the store? Yes, kind of. A little bit. I talked about it at the beginning of the stream, but I just did a final walkthrough of what may end up being the location. So I just don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to say, oh, it's happening, and then it falls through. So until I sign it and I have keys, I'm going to say soon, but keep that fairly nebulous. And as soon as I sign it and have keys, I'll make a video, hopefully from the store, which that's what I want to do. I want to sit in the store and make a video and say, guys, but yeah, there's so much content for me that I want to do after I have the store locked in, where I want everyone to give me their thoughts on how to set it up, how to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I want everyone to feel involved. You know, I want this to be a store for the people. How often do you get to help a record store kind of come to fruition and to tell them things that you wish a store had? I think that's cool. What's up, Jeff? Kendrick or Cole? Tyler, it's not even a question. Anyone that knows me know that I think J. Cole is the definition of a mid-rapper. I don't think I've ever heard a J. Cole song where I was like, damn, that was dope. Meanwhile, Kendrick, that's all I think when I listen to his music. I don't even understand why people compare the two, to be honest. Should you put your LPs in resealable sleeves or in normal protective sleeves? You know what? That's a good question, and I actually have a video that I want to do where I talk about how to sleeve records for a store, because I don't like resealable sleeves. Let's get into this in the video because I don't want to talk about it now, but like, I'm going to be doing a video sometime in the next couple weeks that's going to talk about how to sleeve records, and especially with the lens of putting records in a store, because it's super interesting to hear what people prefer with regards to the price tag. So that's a whole thing to discuss. Who sounds the best live compared to the music they actually release? That's a good question. I don't think I have an answer off the top of my head, but it's an interesting question. Is the store going to have an online storefront? Thank you, C-Funk. Good question. We are going to have certain items on Discogs, and I am going to have something that I have to still figure out exactly how it's going to work, but I want to give locals first crack. I don't want people to just think I plop down and I'm selling records only online, but I also want to give the TMR community a chance to jump in early too. So I'm going to build out some kind of like membership type program where when I post new arrivals, flip videos, collection buys, if you're a part of the membership program, you'll have an opportunity to purchase online before the like week-long embargo, before I'll let anyone buy from online, if that makes sense. I have to explain that a little better in a video, but there will be some kind of monthly membership which will help the store, stay afloat and, help us, make our nut every single month. And it'll allow you to get first pick at anything I post, and I'll be posting a lot of cool stuff all the time for sale. So hopefully people are into that idea. Nick's stoked to visit Portland and visit the TMR shop. Hell yeah. You heard Mac Miller for the first time yesterday. You liked it, mostly for the music. John Bryan had a major part. I didn't realize that. Mac Miller's one of those artists that I haven't really spent the time with to really dive deep into, and I've enjoyed everything I've heard, but I'm not like a Mac Miller stan like so many folks are. Jizza or RZA? That's a good question. Neither are my top Wu-Tang Clan members, but I don't know. I kind of like RZA more. You hope the store does great? Well, I eventually open multiple stores across the U.S. I mean, let's hope the first one succeeds. But yeah, I think a dream of mine, like a further dream beyond the store, is that I would love to have a store in all the places I've lived, like to have a New York store, an LA store, a Portland store, and kind of have like different stock at each one. I really admire what Record Safari does in LA, and he's so much better at this than I'll ever be, but it's kind of like that, having like different locations with different vibes. I think that would be awesome. Have I listened to Fair to Midland? I have not. Around the same time, 17 years ago, you discovered the National LCD sound system in Spoon. You discovered Ladytron. I have never heard Ladytron. I know the name, but I've never heard a single song by them. Do I collect anything besides records, like posters or toys? Oh man, if you don't know, you got to hook in more to the TMR community. I have just an absolutely endless array of posters and toys. It's like I just love collecting things. But yeah, mostly records, but I do have a sizable... I love framing art. I love framing like pop culture or music related art. It's a huge hobby of mine. I have a lot of cool stuff in the house. So yeah. Roland, my band shirts no longer fit well since the pandemic started. That's funny. Why do I think Run the Jewels released reissues but no box set? Well, they did a box set that was limited for Record Store Day a few years back. They probably don't want to devalue that for collectors who bought that. I'm not sure, though. Blessings with the store. Thank you, Comic Remo Records. Ringo or Ginger Baker? I mean, as a better drummer, it's Ginger Baker. For sure. Clicky pen or cat pen? Now we're just getting silly. Clicky pen. Sure. Do I have a part of my collection I decided to give up and add to the store stock? You know what? You guys are jumping ahead. I have a video that I'm planning to do that's going to be all about culling the collection. My thoughts behind it, my logic for keeping a record, and how that's changed about the store, or changed in relation to the store's existence. So I'm really fascinated by that kind of philosophy, and I hope you guys are too. That's actually a video I'm very much looking forward to making, because I want to hear your guys' comments about how you cull your own collections. Yeah, I like Tony Allen more than Ringo or Ginger Baker. I agree with you, Janosch. Have I ever seen Bonobo live? I have not. And it's actually a frustration of mine. I was at Coachella years ago, and I was watching Drake's headlining set, and he was terrible. And I found out after the fact that Bonobo was doing like a secret set across the entire field. And I was really upset. Have I heard the new Gang of Youth? Man, everyone's been talking about them, and I bit the bullet and I listened to the first like 3 songs the other day, and I loved it. So I bought the record. I'm waiting for it to come in, and I'm going to spin it ASAP. Very impressed. It just sounds like The National meets U2 meets Bruce Springsteen. It has such a unique sound while wearing its influences on its sleeves, and I can't believe I didn't know about these guys. Super impressed by it, from what I heard. I love these comments in order. I think you'll like Ladytron, Matt. Ladytron is meh. Been listening to Faye Webster all day. So freaking good. I know, and I'm so sad. I mean, I'm happy because I got to see the album Leaf, who's the homie, the TMR fam. But the same night he was playing in Portland, Faye Webster was playing, so I missed her show, which I'm not happy about. Will I post the monthly subscription picks for non-subs to build a want list? Can you elaborate on that question? I don't know if I fully understand to answer it right, but I think I know what you're saying, but can you give me a little more, can you rephrase? Am I going to try to go to the Portland MCR show? It depends. I'm still trying to go to When We Were Young Fest. My friends got tickets, and I got snubbed. So if I can get a affordable ticket to the festival, I want to go to that. Because it was my idea to go, and they were all like, we got him. And I was like, I didn't. But if I don't go to that, then yeah, I got to go see MCR. I've never seen them. You'll be at Coachella this year. Nice. Coachella has a pretty solid lineup this year. It's probably one of the better major festivals that announced, I would say. I'm very curious to see what Kanye does, if he shows up, if he cancels the show halfway through. It's going to be a spectacle. What did I end up thinking of the new Tears for Fears album? Thank you for asking. I finally heard it. I loved it. I think it's a perfect evolution of their sound. There's enough throwback to their old stuff that feels like it's the same band, but they're definitely expanding their sonic palette, which I think is great for them. I just love that there's new Tears for Fears music in 2022. That's a crazy concept. But I really liked it. It's definitely going to be in my top 10 of the year. I have to spend more time with it, but on first listen, I was very, very impressed. What do I think of Gold Frapp? I've listened to some of her stuff, but not enough. So I don't know if I have enough of an opinion to be able to share. I hope Kanye doesn't make it here. I hate that guy. Yeah, I mean, people can hate him, sure, but his music is undeniable. Except Donda 2, which was kind of weak. But, I mean, he's still... everyone knows I love Kanye's music. Everyone knows that. But I think it's almost undeniable that he's one of the greatest musicians of all time in terms of musical ability and output. It's almost impossible to question. If someone were to question that, they would just hate him, and that hate would be so strong that they would just blindly ignore how great the music is. But I don't want to get into a Kanye debate. Yeah, I've tried to listen to Kevin Morby a few times. I couldn't get into it at all. I don't know why. There's just something that didn't grab me. It's like there's some kind of like indie stuff that I just like I feel like everyone loves and I just can't get into. And I don't know why. It's like, I guess taste is subjective, right? Unless it's Kanye. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with that. What are my thoughts on the stem player? I think I talked about this last stream, but I think it's an extremely innovative and cool piece of technology that I would like to own, but definitely don't want to pay $200 for. But it's cool. I think it's awesome, especially for musicians. What are my thoughts on the Easy music video? I didn't watch it. I know he kills Pete Davidson in it. I don't know. I think his I'm in two camps. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but I'm in two camps, right? The first camp is that his treatment of Pete Davidson is super cringy and he needs to stop. It's like really embarrassing. But people that are getting super offended about a hip hop video having violent or cartoonish imagery and concepts, the world is we're shifting too far into like complaining about everything. Like, it's hip hop. Have you ever seen an Eminem music video? Have you ever seen like it's just hip hop has always been about extremes, and blowing up a claymation person is like, that's whether you think it's funny or not, it's not over the top for hip hop. And I think people getting really, really mad are just like finding a reason to be mad. Like, I don't think he should be bullying Pete Davidson, but I also don't think that act is as egregious as everyone made it out to be. Like, Eminem existed for so many years being so much worse than that, and he's revered. Hey, Carrie, what's up? You made it. A little late, but you're here. Nick, I'm so excited to hear how you think of Billie Eilish's show. I know that like that's going to be huge for you. I feel like everyone's talking about all these artists that I don't know. I feel like an outsider, guys. Let's get some more questions coming in. Otherwise, I'm gonna go feed myself. But I feel like you guys have me here. Accost me with questions. Or super chats. If you don't want to ask questions, just throw $50 at me. Have I listened to the buzzworthy Wet Leg? I've heard the name Wet Leg, but I have not listened to Wet Leg yet. Have I watched Nicki Minaj's new interview with Joe Budden? No, I haven't. I don't really care about either of those people. I don't think Joe Budden's that good of an interviewer, and I haven't cared about Nicki since Monster. So, is it good? Is it worth watching? I mean, if I'm not a huge fan of either of them. What am I going to spin tonight? That's a great question, Chris. I am not going to spin anything tonight. I am going to make dinner, and I am going to play Elden Ring, because that has now consumed my life. So I'll be doing that until I get tired. But I did spin some good records today. What'd I spin? I spun Metallica Load, which was great, and I spun the new Spoon. Why do I feel like there was another? I thought there was one more. Maybe not. But yeah, I'm trying to work through this backlog, and it is massive. It is impossible to get through. Hey, Patrick, thank you for the super chat. Did you have a question? What artist or genre am I trying to get into this year? That's an interesting question. I don't think I'm going to be trying to get into anything in particular. I think this year is really just focused on trying to get the record store up and making sure it succeeds. You know, it's a huge endeavor that I'm really hoping will work the way I want it to, and I'm hoping that the community rallies behind it the way I hope that you guys will. But it's a risk, of course. Opening a retail store during the pandemic is a risk. So my focus is on that more than it is music discovery, but I still am trying to listen to everything I can just because it's, it feeds my soul, right? Have I listened to The Deer Hunter? I love The Deer Hunter. Well, I should say I love what I've heard of The Deer Hunter. There's a lot of acts. I really love acts 1 and 2. 3 is also very good. I listened to 4 and 5 once, and I thought they were okay. They weren't as good as the first 3. But I think he's a very talented musician, for sure. I saw they opened for someone once upon a time that I saw. I forget who it was, but they were the opener, and they were great. Check out the new Kendra Morris album. I don't think I know Kendra Morris. Do I ever spin records while playing a video game muted? Well, I usually play games on my PS5 downstairs. Sometimes I'll play a Steam game that doesn't really have like a good soundtrack, and I'll pop a record on, but or if I'm playing like a phone game or something and I'm playing a record, but yeah, not super often. It's insightful about how modern day music industry has changed since she came in. That might be worth watching if it's more about the industry and less about her personal career, which I feel like has just been a footnote since Monster. Oh, you're throwing me a buck. Thanks, Patrick. You've been loving that new Yuli album. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is it Yule or Yuli? But yeah, it's so good. I think Roland and I are going to see Yuli later this year in Portland at Holocene. Tony, if you're into it, you should come too. It's going to be awesome. It's like the way Roland described it is it's like if Grimes, what did you say? It's like the best part of Grimes, or if Grimes didn't get bad. I forget what you said, but it was like very accurate. Do I think I'll be lining up for Record Store Day or ordering online? It's hard to say. There's nothing that really makes me like freak out and want to line up. So I'm probably going to wait to see what I can snag online. I've had very good success over the past few years doing that. I just feel like I feel like on Record Store Day, I'm going to, the first Record Store Day, my store won't be open, but hopefully the second one it will be, and I can do some kind of like sale or event of some kind. Hey, Carrie with the super chat. Forthcoming records I'm looking forward to. For you, it's Wet Leg, Geese, Warpaint, Aldous Harding, Fontaine's DC. All these are worth your time. I'm excited for the new Aldous Harding. We talked about her earlier in the live stream for sure. I'm trying to think of like records that are coming out soon that I'm really excited about. You're all gonna make fun of me. I'm curious to hear if Machine Gun Kelly's follow-up will be nearly as good as the first one. I just feel like there's other albums coming out soon and I can't remember the dates. I think Radiohead or Tom York is releasing The Smile with Johnny Greenwood. That's an album coming out this year I'm excited for. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to catch up everything. What do I think of the new Moo album? I haven't listened yet. I know. It's killing me. I want to hear it so badly, but I want the record. I want to hear it on vinyl first. So I know it might not show up for like another few months, but has anyone listened to the new Moo? Is it as good as the first one? I mean, like that first one is such a perfect, special lo-fi record. Like, does it live up to expectation for you if you've heard it? Yeah, it's like Grimes, modernized Grimes mixed with Bjork. A little glitch, like a glitchier Bjork. Oh, I heard a record the other day that I really liked from, I think, last year. It's by a band called Squid. Someone put me onto it, and it's very interesting. It's like Talking Heads meets King Gizzard, and there's some like kind of like dronier, noisier elements. It's like very. It's not my usual music, but I really enjoyed the record a lot, and I actually ordered it as soon as I finished listening to it. So if you like what I just described, check out Squid. Of course you know them, Nick. Nick, you're just gonna like one day like usurp. You're gonna take the mantle. You're everything I'm trying to be. You're just on top of it. And one day when I mysteriously disappear because someone takes my record collection and puts me into a prison cell somewhere, you're going to take up the TMR mantle. This is your destiny. I can't believe I've never heard of them, to be completely honest. It is a band that I think I should have had on my radar, but it's very good. And I also found out I just missed Squid playing in Portland like a day before I listened to the record. I was like, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Nick, if you take the TMR mantle, you need to wear a cape with the TMR logo on it, which would be dope. Has no one listened to Moo? No one's listened yet? Everyone's waiting for the record too? Why are we all so obnoxious? You were disappointed that Jerry Cantrell's album Brighton was delayed. I have the record. I got Brighton. It's in my to listen to pile. I listened to the first track digitally and I really liked it, so I'm excited to spin it. Thoughts on the new King Gizzard record? And there would be the new album being a double album. So I just saw that King Gizzard dropped like, what is it, like a 16-minute single or something? That's like the most King Gizzard thing to do. I haven't heard it yet. I haven't had the time to sit and digest a 10+ minute song, but I have heard that it kind of goes back to like the Polygon of Wonderland and Mindfuzz era music, which is some of my favorite stuff of theirs, so I am excited to hear it without a doubt. Do I think I ever cap out on the number of records I'll own in my personal collection? I think that once the stores open, my collection is going to be in flux a lot. I think I'll be buying a lot of things on a whim, thinking I'll like it, and if I don't like it as much, it'll become store stock. I think there's going to be a lot of that kind of happening, so it's going to be interesting that the store is going to be almost like an extension of my collection, which could be good or bad, depending on how that plays out. The new Black Country New Road is very good. Yes, that is currently my album of the year. I love it. I've listened to it like 5 times since I heard it a couple weeks ago. It's so good. And that's coming from someone who was outspokenly against the first record. I said the first record was unlistenable. I haven't gone back yet. I don't want to like ruin the magic. You know what I mean? Right now I have such like a high, you know, they're so well respected to me. I don't want to go back and like be like, but that first record. But the new one is so good. Moo's second record is good, but you need a couple more listens. Okay. I mean, it should be immediate if it's a Moo record, so that worries me a little bit, but I'm still very excited for it. You got the black and gold splatter from Cantrell's website. I got the orange pressing. I forget. It might have been like a Spotify fan first. I don't remember. You think the Black Country New Road album opened up a door for me as far as the Brit post-punk stuff coming out? I mean, yeah, I don't really think there's a lot of overtly post-punk sounds on Black Country New Road. I mean, there's some elements of it for sure, but not as much as like Squid. Your friend who owns a store has 20,000 records in his home. The number of records has not gone down in a decade. I have been warned. I could not fit 20,000 records in my home. I'd like to think I have some semblance of like spatial awareness, and that's not true because I have all these piles on the ground that I can't do anything with because the shelves are full. But I do think having the store will allow me to be more comfortable kind of like bringing stuff to the store one day and be like, I'm bringing these 15 records and I'm going to price them and put them in the store from my collection. And I think that'll help me get the collection kind of more in check. But the flip side of that is if I'm buying collections and there's really cool stuff I want for mine, then all of a sudden I'm indoctrinated with records. So it's going to be an interesting journey that you're all going to follow me on, and that's going to be fun. Have I ever heard of Trees Speak? Interesting. A lot of those bands I haven't spent a lot of time with, so I'm not sure if it would be for me, but I would be intrigued if you wanted to send me a link. Thoughts on the new Pup songs? Nick, you're going to hate me so much. I tried to get into Pup, and it's not bad, but I just didn't love it. I know it's like one of your favorites. I know everyone loves it. I know I'm in the minority there, but it's just not like... There's just something about it that's... It like straddles the line between the kind of like pop punk and punk that I like and the stuff I don't. And I think it straddles it a little closer to the no. Is it true Donda's getting a vinyl? There's a bootleg that's about to be floating around. I think I've seen some pre-orders for it, but there's no way there's going to be an official. Will there be a lot of foreign music at the store? I would like there to be. I mean, I'm at the mercy of what collections I find, of course, but I will say there'll be a healthy dose of Brazilian right when we open because I bought a Brazilian and jazz collection. So excited for that. Matt has always had and will always have 2,000 records. That is the ongoing joke, Travis, and it is true. I would up it to 3,000 now, but yes. Who's more likely to drop a full length this year, Kendrick or Frank Ocean, and whose album would I be more hyped for? That is such a tough question. That's brutal. I can't answer that. I mean, I think a Frank Ocean album I want more than Kendrick. I know that hurts me to say, but I really feel like no, I can't even commit to that. Those are definitely the two most anticipated records for me, if they exist. You tried to turn me on to Squid last year, man. I'm sorry. the amount of people that DM me with recommendations it's enormous, and I appreciate it every time someone wants me to check something out. I just like I get drowned in it. You can only imagine, right? Like I sometimes it catches me at the right time where like I'm doing nothing and I'm like, oh, I'll listen right now. But usually it's when I'm in the middle of something and I can't like respond to it, and then I forget. Pup will never be Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, that's hilarious. You're the guy I took a photo with at the record convention in October. Hey, what's up, man? That was cool running into you. Do I know of any more conventions? I don't, but I would like to go to some. I was actually thinking about doing like a pop-up for the TMR store if there was one, but I haven't heard of one like in the near future, but I'm sure there will be. All right, we hit that hour mark, which is usually where I call it. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully next week there's an exciting video. If not that week, the week after. But very soon, store news. It's going to be exciting. So thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Lots of fun stuff to come. So enjoy the rest of your evening.